Hello everyone, I'm Rex, a digital artist, and today I will be talking to you about the world of Vaeliann. Recently, I introduced you all to a character, Virea, and she is the character that lives in this world. This world is completely original and handmade by me. I have enlarged the key for the map so that you can easily follow along. Virea resides in a town called Crea near the Mystic Mountains, at the base in the pine forests. The town south of Crea is its sister town, Valtis. Heading northwards, you have the town of Windcrest, where Virea's mother used to live before moving to Crea with Virea's father. And to the northeast of Windcrest, you have what they call the capital, where the king resides. And looking to the second continent in the desert, you have the Onyx Spire, which is the most prestigious school for magicians. While the second continent is larger than the first, its inhabitants are less because of things like the desert, the more mountainous regions, and the Silver Plains. The Silver Plains is home to a unique type of grass. This grass is said to have been tainted by dragon's blood when the dragons were warring, but dragons have all been but a myth until Virea's story takes place. And now, the uninhabited regions of Vaeliann. To the left of Windcrest, you have the Radiant Jungle, which is said to be cursed by those near it. This, of course, isn't true. It's only inhabited by a subspecies of elves, but it's not like the people of Vaeliann know that. The people of Vaeliann believe that magic can only be held by people and nothing else. They don't really even know of the existence of the elves. The only other place on the first continent that is uninhabited is the islands to the east of the first continent. The people of Vaeliann do, however, have valid reason for not inhabiting these islands. This is because the first time they were attempted to be colonized is that the towns they were building burned down. Now this, of course, was retribution from the subspecies of elves that live in the sea, and that's where they mainly inhabited. But after humans started to migrate eastward, this subspecies of elves went completely into the water. They have since developed gills and other adaptations. Moving on to the second continent, most of the Cerise Desert is uninhabited because it's hard to inhabit deserts. The more westward mountains on the second continent are inhabited a little bit, but the ones far north are not at all due to their close proximity to the Silver Plains. Now, contrary to its namesake by the people of Vaeliann, the Silver Plains is more of a savanna than anything. It inhabits strangely strong lions that do get involved in Virea's story. I have separated her story into books as I'm trying to write some of these, and you see them in the first book. Now, obviously there are more towns than listed on the map. I have just chosen to only include those few for the sake of the purpose of a map and being able to see the biomes and such. The pictures drawn next to some of the towns are not to scale. They're just there so you can see them. Now, to the very north, the Skyward Mountains play a very important part in Virea's story. They are home to the dragons, where they reside, where they hide from civilization. The Skyward Mountains are also home to another subspecies of elves. Now, Virea doesn't meet any of the elves in the first book, as she is focused on finding the dragons, but they do come into play in the second book, where she has to gather them to try and save Vaeliann. And that is the main area of the geography of Vaeliann. I know I included a little more in there, but that is the gist of it. This is only part one of what I plan to be my Lore Corner series, and the series will be focused on explaining the lore of various characters and places and their stories. And that is all for today. If you have any suggestions on what I should do next with Vaeliann, what part of Lore Corner I should do, feel free to type it in the comments. I'll try and check them as quickly as I can, and maybe even respond to them. As I believe I said previously, Lore Corner is not only about Vaeliann and Virea's story. I plan to do one or some on Eris, just because she is my D&D character and I do like what I have done with her backstory. Thank you all for listening, and hopefully you'll stop by, watch some of my videos, and listen to my voice again.